So I've got my classic A-shaped section. I'm just working on the tension and making sure all the lengths are facing the right way. I've taken a section in the middle and I'm using my fingers to place where I want the length of the perimeter to be maintained. I'm going to use club cutting, not going past my knuckles, and then taking another new section. So just working along the length of the section, just using the previously cut hair to guide me, and again just not going past the knuckle each time, taking a new section until I complete the length of the section right the way along here. So this is going to form my perimeter length. And I can use this when I start to do my uniform layer as a guide. Just pulling down the length to make sure it's the same. So just checking with my fingers and visually. So I'm going to do a couple of sections just in exactly the same way, just till I build up the amount of weight that I want to retain around this perimeter length. Once I can visually see that I've got enough length in this area and enough weight, then I can start thinking about putting in my uniform layer. So in order to cut this big long section, what I'm going to do is break it into some bite-sized chunks. So I'm going to start at the nape area, over the occipital bone, and then I'm going to take subsequent sections until I run out of hair and I finally reach the crown. So this is going to be my round layer area. So I'm going to use the shape of the head to guide me, and I'm going to be placing in a 90-degree angle during the cutting process. So I'm pulling out the guideline for the round layer, and I'm just pulling it out and making an assessment. I'm letting a small amount of length fall back down because that is the length, and we want to maintain the length in the haircut because it's a longer haircut, so we don't want to dilute the amount of weight too much in the length. So we're going to let some of the length fall back down, and that way we know that we're not going to dilute that length and too much and make it not a nice haircut for the client. pivoting my section on this side round to the ear. So the way in which I do that is I'm going to half the section right down the middle. So I've got a guide for either side. And then using my pivot point, there's half my guideline. I can then take another section that runs from the pivot point, and again, slightly taking a really long pizza shaped section. I can use the previously cut hair to guide me. So now I need to cross check and make sure that what I've cut is nice and accurate. So I'm actually going to place sections in a horizontal fashion. So I'm going to take a big section, pull it out at a 90-degree angle and check my cut here for accuracy. So you should be able to see an accurate shape or line when you pull the hair out at a 90-degree angle to check your work. So now that I've achieved the left hand side, I'm now going to go and cut the right hand side, and again I'm going to start at my pivot point and I'm going to take again the same shape sections, and again I'm going to work round to the other ear. So I'm now ready to finish off with the cutting process through the front. What I'm going to be doing is again taking pivoting sections, so again using the crown as our pivot point and again working in slightly triangular sections right the way through to the front of the haircut, the front hairline, And again, everything is going to be over directed to my last section that I finished off on behind the ear. These sections are going to be over directed back, looking for the guideline. So I'm ready to finish my last side of the haircut now. So you can see I've sectioned it in exactly the same way as I did on the other side. I'm going to use my pivot point. I've adjusted my body position because this time I'm going to be pivoting round and this time pushing across.